boys and girls, and welcome back to another great episode of the Fair Shake Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Fats, aka the Beast, and passing the torch to the next person.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Killer Ghost. Hope you guys enjoy this episode, and on to the next host.
Good morning, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Whatever time you guys listening to this today. Finna get mango, no huevos. So I'm here on this week's episode with Angela Yee, Charlemagne the God, and DJ Envy. Now on to the show.
What? Who's Angela?
Damn.
The Breakfast Club.
That might be me. That might be me. I might be Angela Yee. Yo, so what's up, guys? It's been another great podcast. I thank you for guys letting me be on here with you guys. And straight into it, man. Straight into it. I got a huge topic I've been wanting to talk about over at Mind of a Savage, and I want to talk about it here with you guys, and that is crossover in movies. We've been hearing a lot of directors talk about that they want to see like different movies crossover with each other. I know one big one was Fast and Furious, wanted Jurassic Park, and now I'm hearing James Gunn does want to do something with Groot and Harley Quinn. I want to know what you guys' thoughts about those two.
Really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
I want to know what you guys think about that. You know, James Gunn is becoming a more higher up director, and maybe it could be possible in a world. And I want to know what you guys think about those two, you know, ones I gave you guys with Fast and Furious 9 and Jurassic Park, and also Groot and Harley Quinn, and maybe one you guys would like to see.
So may I start this one?
Sure.
All right. So recently I had the unfortunate luck of watching the last Fast and the Furious movie. I'm gonna tell you right now,
It's all about family.
wherever we're at, right, in these films, in Fast and the Furious in general, I don't know how the fuck we got there. I just know that if they somehow bring dinosaurs into the films, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. I honestly would not be surprised. You know, somehow he ends up back in time, and you know, however they do it, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Now, with comic books is a little bit different. I could see something where Groot and Harley Quinn are together some way. You understand? But Baby Groot, I think Baby Groot is the one that everyone loves. You understand? Nobody loved him as a fucking 80-foot tree. You understand? And nobody liked him as a teenager, aside from him giving Thor, you understand, the handle. But Baby Groot took the fucking show away for everyone. So I could see something like that happening in the comic book realm, especially something like now that we have the new phases from Marvel coming out with the madness of the multiverse or whatever. Okay, great, you know. But films that I would like to see, like marrying them together in weird ways, would be like John Wick versus Taken or John Wick versus Equalizer. I recently saw Desperado, right? Just for the shit, you know, the hell of it. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but this is a movie with Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek. And for his time, it was really, really good. You understand? Now, I'm gonna be honest. He wasn't like superly tactful like fucking John Wick, where John Wick is constantly head shooting people. You understand? But I would like to see something like that with like these action people. I mean, obviously they're really out of age now, but something where, you know, we would marry those universes together. I would like that. In the realm of possibility, I'm gonna say that. But the Fast and the Furious one, the dinosaurs, well, I don't even know what's going on anymore with that shit.
Fats, you want to go next?
Um, when I read about the old Harley Quinn and Groot, I was thinking about how would that shit go? Because I am Groot. It's gonna be half the movie.
You gotta bring the mic a little lower.
So I maybe a scene where Harley Quinn shows up and maybe Guardians of the Galaxy or a future MCU movie would be cool. Like just to touch on the whole DC Marvel future collab, if any, or DC versus Marvel, if any, would be fucking fire. Seeing if DC
Like,
does anything like
you
that.
brought up a good
Because
point that it came to me right now. So it would be like the Versus series, right? Like you know how we have like we just had the Jada versus the Locks versus Dipset. Like who would be a clear cut winner though when it comes to these two franchises if they were to put them together in the film?
Would they even put them to face off against each other, or would they come together and fight a common enemy? That's the real question.
Yeah, but I think that's the tame way. You understand? Some like real like hero type of fighting. You know?
I don't think they'll put real versus. Pretty sure they'll do some common enemy type shit, or yeah, common enemy type shit where two of the main big bad guys from each universe comes together and tries to destroy the world, as every fucking movie happens, and they come together to try to stop them. So I mean, it could work, but I think again, if they were to do that with the way the MCU is set up, there would be too many top guns on their side compared to the DC universe, because the DC only has what, the seven, six, so they will overlap DC like 30 times. So it'll be very like it'll be hard for them to make a story based off to try to collab both universes in one movie.
For me, it has to like if you're gonna do a crossover, it has to make sense. Like Pro said, comic wise, it makes sense. The superheroes, super villains, or whatever. Um, like it would be cool to see like let's say the boys, the heroes from there. What if they were like in a DC type of like what if they were in fucking Metropolis instead of wherever they at? Like it would be cool to see how Superman. I mean, Superman would probably body them, but it would be cool to see how he would deal with you know
I mean, but
peop
would he?
people like that.
Yes, the fuck he would. Fuck you mean would he?
At this point in time, we just saw um the Suicide Squad 2, and there's an important character there that brings Superman to his knees and puts him in the ICU. So would
Supposedly,
he?
That's
supposedly,
actually that comes out. That's tomorrow, right? On the time of recording this,
yeah.
it comes out. Definitely gotta watch that. But yeah, so something like that, or like what would be cool is like what was the anime one we just saw? The
Invincible.
Invincible, but in like let's say Teen Titans, like he was a Teen Titan or something. That would be cool. Like stuff like crossovers like that would make sense. Or like I was thinking a weird one, like even though the Monster Hunter movie I heard sucked, but like that kind of aspect with like maybe like Jurassic Park or like Avatar or something like something weird like that would be cool. Like I don't know. It has to make sense though, like you said.
So more for the
I'm
the
for
Harley
it, yeah.
Quinn and Groot, less for Jurassic Park and Fast Nine. Is what
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that
that
doesn't
that
make
don't make no
sense.
sense.
That doesn't
What are
make
you gonna
yeah.
sense.
what are you gonna fucking race a T Rex? Fuck.
Yeah,
Like
I
that
kind
don't
of
make
thought that
sense.
was
Like
wild.
when you brought that one up, I'm thinking like, what would be the motive to bring the Fast Nine universe into the Jurassic World? Like I know the Jurassic World, they like, if it's the sequel to Jurassic Park, right? So they brought back the dinosaurs. They started cloning them. It's basically like an amusement park with real fucking dinosaurs. So in order to bring, like, if you were to bring, let's say, Dominic Toretto in the fucking Jurassic World, the only thing is he would have to fucking race to get somebody in and to get somebody out. That's the only thing, because
That sounded pretty cool.
My man just
That
wrote the
sounded pretty.
script for
That
them.
sounded pretty
That's
cool.
the
because
elevator
that's
pitch.
Yeah,
that's
that
the
sounded
only
pretty
thing.
cool, dude.
Bro,
That's
my
the
man
only
just dropped
thing.
$1 million elevator pitch. You heard
That's
it
the
here
only
today.
thing like that I would think of. Like if you wanted to do something, let's say Jurassic World. I'm gonna say Jurassic World. You want to put another universe in it? Let's put like the Army of the Dead cast in it. Then go in there and start tearing shit up, eliminating all the dinosaurs that fucking buck wild to save somebody, and then come out with them. Because
Dino
I see,
Crisis.
Yeah, I don't see the Fast and the Furious collab with that because Fast and the Furious was made solely on racing, and it has branched off to different fucking things, fucking going out of space, to fucking ridiculous things that definitely can't happen in real life, but it's it's still with fucking fast cars, like. So it wouldn't be. I wouldn't think it would be so interesting because if you have let's say Dom fastest fucking cars you come, I'm pretty sure his cars could fucking outrace the T-Rex. Let's be real.
No, it's
Let's be real.
scientifically proven that you
That's a
can outrun a
that's
T-Rex.
that's a 20-minute fucking movie. There's no nothing
Maybe
after
these
that.
T Rexes are on steroids. Maybe I don't know.
Even with the creation, I don't know if you have seen Jurassic World.
Yeah, I
And one,
have.
all right, you've seen all of them. I
Yeah,
think it was
all of them. Love
the
them.
second one where they took a whole bunch of like the dominant predators and they put them in one way. Homie could
Yep.
fucking turn invisible and shit like that. Even him, he could probably outrace that motherfucker.
True.
So I don't know, like taking something and make and put it that makes sense, like Chris said, like the Army of the Dead, or or even if you took homies like fucking John Wick and the Equalizer, and they just start bashing fucking dinosaurs in the fucking amusement park, like that would
That
make fucking that
more
would be a better
sense.
movie. Yeah.
And that crossover came from the one of the directors. That's the crazy thing.
Or what would be
Um,
fire before you
no, go
continue,
ahead, keep
Leap?
going.
You know the what was that movie with Michael B. Jordan on Amazon? I don't know if y'all saw it.
Oh yeah,
Bro,
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
that shit, and let's say imagine he had to go against like I said, like John Wick or somebody like that. That shit would be
Or what
fucking
if or
fire.
what if you add remember you ever seen the old guard?
Mm.
Yes, I
Have
did.
Yeah,
the
with
old guard with the four
Charlize
like
Theron. Yeah.
the
Love it.
immune, yo,
Immortal.
having them fucking run up in there. That shit would be fire too.
That would
Or
be
have
fire.
or let's put Deadpool in Jurassic World.
You could
Hundred
put
percent,
Deadpool
that'd be a
anywhere, I
fucking
think.
riot. Yeah.
Put
You could put
Deadpool in
Deadpool
Jurassic World, and
anywhere.
I'll
I
see
think
that.
I think Deadpool with Harley Quinn would be a great film.
Yeah, most def. I agree.
All right. So moving the pace of this podcast to a different light. Pro, I know you hate IGN, and I know maybe a few people have said their things about them, but I have this topic in front of me that's basically, is streamers the new IGN? Are streamers and what they do with these games, getting money for these games, is that the new
So
style
I
IGN?
so you remember the old magazine or the old saying power, I think GameStop even says this, power to the players, right? I think that this is good, right? Because you get when you get somebody who's influential, right? For example, I'm sure there's a streamer that you guys go to watch that no matter what, you understand, you can't. There might be things that you don't like. Let's take away from that. But no matter what, there's something that about them that you gravitate to. If there's the way they play the game, the way they communicate with the people, however it is, you like them. You understand? Now, if I have someone like Doc, right, and the reason why I love Doc is because he'll flat out like he'll start out saying, "Oh, I like the game," and then later on be like, "This game is complete shit." You understand? And then through someone else's eyes, right, you start saying, "Okay, this is unbiased. He's really saying how the game is for a long period of time." You understand? Whereas IGN, in most cases, and they've said it before, they've been paid to give good reviews. You understand? And I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take my hard-earned dollars and spend money on a game that's complete shit because IGN gave it a fucking 8 or a 9 and it wasn't that. No, I'm gonna be honest. There are times where they are on point with that. You understand? But the biggest one that will always blow my mind is when they came out and said that Ruby and Sapphire, the remakes, was too much water in it. Like, what fucking game are you playing? That was the whole theme of the fucking game. You understand? Was meant to be either water or harsh sun. You understand? Now, like I said, I believe that there are streamers that are influential to the masses. You understand? And depending on how they see the game or they play the game, of course I'd give them a sponsorship or to give them a deal because you getting to see something, realistically. Now, as they go higher up on the totem pole, it shifts. They kind of low key become a IGN. You understand? And this is not to say anything bad about someone like Ninja, and I respect him because he really did, bring his channel from nothing to something. You understand? And he really blew up. But I recently saw a commercial or ad where he has a character in what's that fucking
Raid
game?
Shadow
Raid
Legends.
Shadow Legends. You understand? And that to me was kind of a sellout because you know that they don't touch that game past whatever fucking influence
100%.
exactly. You know, they don't touch that shit. Oh wow, I'm in the game, so you can play as me. I don't give a fuck if you're in the game. You understand? I fucking bought John McCain in Call of Duty, and I fucking play with him every other match. You understand? I don't play with him 100 times. You understand? But I think that just to button this up, I think that it's a good thing that it's streamers influencing people to either buy the game or not buy the game. Look what happened with Among Us. The game was a fucking a lost gem. Nobody cares for it, and it took one or two streamers to start playing it, and everybody fell in love with it again, or fell in love with the period. And that's what their money should be spent is sponsoring people that really bring something to the table.
So
Look,
more reliable streamers or gaming magazines or articles,
I'd rather
Chris?
watch me is. You said what was the question again? I'm sorry, 'cause I want
Oh,
to make sure.
do you prefer the streamer um showing you the game and giving you their input, or do you consider reading something like a IGN, Game Informer, those type of magazines that are of the past?
Nah,
What
I agree. I think it's more the streamer thing, but me personally, like I like to see a lot of people's reviews. I don't just go to like one person. Like if I see, I'll go to like three or four at least, and if they all say, "Oh, this game is good" or whatever, and my friends are gonna get it, then that's what drives me to get it or whatever. But like you asked, I'd rather the streamer. I think that's the more like up to date way to do it.
Is the
Like you
constant.
said, they get sponsored. Like they sponsor streams. Like they'll have, oh, this is the Battlefield beta or whatever. This is a sponsor stream. But then at the same time, they nowadays they don't like force you to say good things. Like they let them say whatever they want. If they like something, if they don't like something, because they want the game to be better, too. So that's why I like the streamers. They're honest and stuff, and they actually have a personality. So I'd rather go with the streamer. But like I said, I also look at IGN like here and there. I'll see like for the movies and stuff, that they review movies. I remember I think they gave that zombie movie with Batista a real low rating, and it wasn't that bad. Like sometimes they're too
Mhm.
harsh, and sometimes they're too.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
so
Like,
that's why I'm like, like I think I don't know if it was a Suicide Squad they already did, and they gave it a pretty high rating, so that makes me
yeah.
want to see it more. Um, the Zack Snyder cut, they gave it a pretty high rating, so that made me want to see it more. So it depends, like some things, at least for me.
Bats? Your thoughts on this?
Um, I want to agree with the whole streamer shit. Like I do when it comes to games and shit like that. I do read articles and then I do see like some type of gameplay for the game and or reading articles based on movies. But I personally I rather do the judgment on myself. Like if I see a game and it looks interesting to me, I rather take the hit if it's bad, and then if it's good, I lucked out or whatever. But I rather do that on my own. The same thing with movies. Like I'll go if a movie seems interesting, I'll either go watch it on the streaming network, or I'll go to the movies to watch it, or wait for it to come on the streaming network to watch it. So I'd rather do all that shit myself. But in other terms, like I think uh the way to go if you're going to find some type of information about a movie or a game or a show of anything, I believe streamers is where to go. Streamers, anybody making a video based off live reaction.
Yep.
Nice. As good to hear you guys' thoughts. I'm basically the same. I think with streamers nowadays it's like you're getting more genuine first impression, first looks as to where these articles, they get to play the game or as much of the game they're allowed to, and then they get to write an article about it. And sometimes you could be a little bit more easier on a game when you get enough time to write about it, as to where like that first impression is right there. They're live. You can see their reaction. People can fake it, but hey, you know what? I think the streamer is more the way to go. I have to talk about like the huge elephant in the room, which is Warzone. I know for by the time this episode drops, probably more people have gravitated away from Warzone. That being said, boys, does Warzone have to be scared in this back half of the year? Like, or do they just continue their nonchalant way of going about issues with inside of Activision Blizzard? Is Warzone scared of what's to come by other games? Anyone?
You want to go first, bro? You play the most, I think, right now.
So yeah, I've been playing a lot of single player Warzone solos. I just gravitate more to it because I know my skill base compared to playing with a group. And sometimes it's just like I don't like being reliant on something that I know I'm taking care of, and that call out or that mishap happens and nobody points the finger at the person who messed up. So that's the reason why I play solos Warzone and why I've been playing a lot. Now, we had this conversation that the more I play, the less I've enjoyed it. And because of that, I think what they need to do is take a step back and stop giving people cosmetics, stop giving people weapons. I don't think that's where it's at right now. Focus on fixing the fundamental core of the game. I think hacking is prevalent, like too prevalent. Um, that's what's really hurting the game. And the fact that, to tie this in with your first statement about streamers, you know, a lot of them are jumping ship to play games like Apex Legends. And because of that, people are gonna say, okay, the player base is dropping. Let's go over to something that has they have anti cheat there. You understand? And it works. Depending if you play on console, it just works. There's no beating around the bush for that. Now, come November, well, usually the game drops October, right? The
Yeah,
November,
October,
October.
November. Yeah.
Come these 2 months, we have Battlefield coming out 2042. You understand? And we have the new Call of Duty, and with they're already announcing that this is gonna Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is gonna be the first Call of Duty in a long time where they're gonna keep extending the life of the game past its initial release. So there's a lot of conflicting issues there with the game itself, the game state. So do they have to fear? Yes. Can they reverse it and stop it now during like the summer? Because again, remember, a lot of times the summer people are at the pool, at the beach, at the movies, are doing whatever, you understand? And that alone drops the player base. Nobody's fucking want to stay inside unless it's a really hot day and you want to be in the AC. But to answer your question, worry now, save the game later. If you don't save the game now, you're gonna be doing a lot of worrying later. That's a fact.
Fats, Chris, thoughts on it?
Yeah,
Fat,
no,
you could go. He's probably not gonna
yeah,
say much though.
yeah, no, I don't fuck with Call of Duty. I
But
could give.
games in general. Let's say there's a game you like, and the game just they're not meeting your standards and what you think of a game. When there's multiple games coming out within that course of that year, should a game be worried about stuff? Is that when they should start fixing maybe some mechanics inside of their game? Like, yeah, I'm speaking Warzone directly, but you can like kind of twist this into any game. What are your thoughts?
All developers should be worried because it's just the way of life. There's always going to be something better and bigger, and it's always going to come out. And you're not going to always be at the top of the pyramid. You're not going to always be the best thing, for the rest of your life. That's something you just have to deal with. Um, as a developer, if I was, one of these big corporations making games, putting out games, I definitely would want to enhance, the game as I go. I mean, like for instance, look at Fortnite. Fortnite is still fucking rocking out there. Why? Because they bring in players, collabs all the time, and look how many collabs they've done with different corporations. Different characters are in the game. I heard a kid yesterday at Target, oh look, it's Baby Yoda from Fortnite. Little that he knows, Baby Yoda didn't start from Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have
Like the
so many things. Like, they've done put Star Wars in it, they've done put John Wick, they've put Marvel, they've put DC. Like, there's so many fucking different characters they got to have these kids and even adults intrigued. Like, oh shit, I gotta get this. They fucking put Space Jam and fucking LeBron James in the fucking game. Like,
I saw they
that's,
just put Ariana Grande today, right?
oh hell no.
Yeah.
See, but they keeping their game relevant. You know what I'm saying? Not only to new for kids, but also for the adults as well. Like, oh shit, I remember this in my childhood. I want to get this fucking skin. Like, they like the game, they like the aspect of the game, and they'll love it even more if they when they bringing in these costumes and skins and shit like that for the older people, and then for the kids, the kids just want to get the skins because if you rocking with the default, you whack. Like, just plain and simple, they trying to be the best.
Facts.
So you have, as a corporation, you should want to always improve your product all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because something's always gonna come, and something's always gonna knock you off the top. No matter who you are, no matter what you sell, no matter what you're creating, there's always gonna be someone bigger and better. You always have to want to be better than what you were when you started. The fact that if you choose not to and you choose to let it go, then you really don't give a shit.
Exactly, Chris.
So with me, it's I love Warzone. It's a little it sucks a little bit because if I could play like if they had an anti cheat, I would play probably every day. Honestly, that's how fun it is to me. There's always like wow moments. Like the other day, like I leveled up the Swiss. Some guy was flying in a parachute, sniped them off the parachute. Like there's moments like that like you can't get in a lot of other games. But if Battlefield and even Halo, like those games come out and there's an anti-cheat and they work fine and it's fun, Call of Duty does have a lot to um be worried about because this next one, like they haven't shown anything. It's already time of recording August 5th. Um they're gonna show something probably like last year, show something, maybe 2 weeks later, a beta, and then the game comes out 2 months later. And like Cold War, don't get me wrong, we play it competitively, but that's if we didn't play that way, if we weren't in a league, I would have stopped playing maybe January already. Like 2 months after the game came out, I would have already stopped. Because there's no reason to really like Call of Duty is not the same anymore how the pubs are, like the public matches, that now there's since Modern Warfare, there's a skill base. So you going into those games and it's like you playing people that are mass sweaty, like going crazy, trying to go hard. Like I miss the other day I went to play Black Ops 4 and I was having mad fun because there's no skill base there. So I was like, it's more fun obviously when you're wrecking people. You're not trying to get torched. You're not gonna want to play the game, you know. So yeah, like if those games come out and they have anti-cheat. They're, the battle pass is better. There's a lot of people playing it. Then Warzone and Call of Duty have a lot to worry about. Yeah.
So to end it off here, guys, because we have just under like 8 minutes left. Most anticipated game for back end of 2021. Pro, go.
I'm sorry for the long pause because I'm not excited for anything outside of 2042. But the only game I'm looking forward to is at the end of this month. Is Psychonauts 2.
Back to Chris.
Back for Blood.
Oh, speaking of that, I'm looking at I got the email right now for the beta, so I'm about to play that shit later. I have a bunch. I'm hyped for Back for Blood because I have a feeling that's gonna be mad fun. Even with, I think they said it's crossplay, right? So it's gonna be mad fun, mad fun. Because Left 4 Dead, I used to have so much fun.
You remember that guy that gifted everybody here Left 4 Dead, but nobody wanted to play with him?
Ooh.
Never heard of him. Oh,
God damn!
I'm always down to play Left 4 Dead. Shit.
Hey, is that a signal you throwing up there, brother? Throwing up a little sig? Okay. We get a little bit Left 4 Dead.
So yeah, I have a bunch. Back for Blood, because with you guys, I know that's gonna be fun. Same thing with Battlefield. Like I said before, it's gonna be like 4 squads of us all in a party, so that's gonna be fun. Halo, I feel like it's gonna be fun. That's gonna be something I play with my brother and you guys, because he's a big Halo guy. And that's probably the next like competitive game I want to play, because I don't think this Call of Duty is gonna be any good. Then there's like smaller stuff. Like I'm actually interested in the Diamond and Pearl remake. Like that's gonna be fun. Pokemon always hits. Like it never doesn't hit. The Arceus game looks cool. There's another that I don't know if you heard of that, Tales of Arise. That's like an RPG. I'm looking forward to that in September. I don't know what else. I think that's pretty much it.
And just under 5 minutes, I'll give you guys my most anticipated game. Chris nailed it on the head right there at the end. Diamond and Pearl remakes, probably one of my favorite gens. Definitely a top 3 gen for me. I'm excited because with the remake, it didn't do too much from what it seems like. It's still trying to hit its roots of that 2D feel in some ways more than others. But Pokemon is always a top contender on my list for most anticipated game because it can never do you wrong, man. Pokemon consistently,
solid,
man.
Yeah.
It's always a solid buy for your 60, man. If you're a fan of the series, you know what I'm talking about. As where Halo and not Halo, but Call of Duty could miss the mark. Battlefield is I'm hyped for it. I'm excited, but it with as much as they're trying to do, there could be some mishaps there and something you don't want to see. But ladies and gentlemen, that's just about the time we have for today. Fast, take it away.
Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to the Fair Shake podcast. As always, we love your support. We always love your feedback. So always, shoot us comments, text, whatever. Follow us on all social media platforms and all podcast platforms. And again, it's Fair Shake Podcast, and we're signing off.
It's a Fair Shake Podcast.